Hello, hello, hello. We are making a video, the baby dog and I, and it is a beautiful afternoon today on the lawn. He is catching the last sunlight. I am already in the shade because the sun is behind the roof of the house, and that is good because I don't want to be exposed to sunlight too much. I wear sun hats when we are on vacation because I don't want to get melanomas. I don't need that. So, okay, making this video for Brian Johnson just for the heck of it. Because I am Brian Johnson's Antichrist. That's why. I'm one of his most hated trolls. I'm not a mean troll. I'm a love troll. That's what I am. But that's just equally as annoying for Brian Johnson. If you take into consideration his ego, I don't know. I'm guessing. No, I don't know how much ego he has. I'm sure he has some ego. We all do. But he has some kind of. I think he has a lot of prestige. So why would he even be bothered with someone he would consider the antichrist of what he's doing, right? Or a toilet cleaner lady with overplucked eyebrows and bleached hair. Why would he consider someone like that to even talk to, right? That is so past his status and prestige, and I would say a lot of pride, probably. See, I'm against pride and shame. That is the work of the Antichrist of Brian Johnson. That is part of the whole that whole job of being the Antichrist of Brian Johnson is to go deep into Buddhism and to never ever use a name like that he is using for his t-shirts. But instead, my counter argument is the name Please Live, and the mosquito agrees with that. Yes, I see you. You are a fighter jet of epic proportions. And you're coming at us, at the baby dog and me. I put baby powder on him to protect him, but then I saw 2 mosquitoes afterwards. Oh, it's annoying. They are annoying. So for anyone out there, please don't have stagnant water standing around. Don't do it, because that is how mosquitoes procreate, okay, in stagnant water. You want to avoid that. You want to wash your feet with that stagnant water and then not put any more water into the whatever ponds or plastic containers or whatever you got there. So I used the last water in those plastic containers. I have plastic containers there for when it rains. I use that also to water the plants and to put my feet into it. But I don't let it stand there during the summertime. So we want to avoid that. In the winter time, it's okay. That's when the mosquitoes are hibernating somewhere. They're in a winter sleep. It's like a fighter jet in the deepest catacombs of underground military bioweapon and reverse engineering weaponry and machinery. So when they are hibernating there until they are brought out into daylight to serve some kind of agenda, for the corporate agenda. Yes, I am a conspiracy theorist. You guessed it. I believe it all. I do. I have nothing to hide. I believe it all. I admit all of it. I admit it. I admit it. I admit all. I am doing it all. I believe it all. I'm in it. I can be called anything people want to call me. It doesn't matter. Call me anything you want. Makes no difference in my life. Okay, so I'm a conspiracy theorist, a tin hatter, without wearing a tin hat. I have hats, but there is no tin layer in it. So I am under the sky with directly exposed to all the chemtrails, whatever they're dribbling down from the airplanes, and also sonar, bomb radiations, treatments. What else? What else is going on? There's all kinds of things going on, like microwave bombardment and bomb implosions and explosions. You name it. It's all happening. I'm not just joking about it and laughing about it. It's there. It's happening. And it would be so much better to laugh about it, right? Than to sit there angry, which I do sometimes. I admit to that too. Like last night, for example, I was trying to sleep and I was angry, and then also before we went to sleep, I was very angry. And boy, when I'm angry at night, I'm not gonna sleep until 6 a.m. That's a guarantee. Okay, I'm gonna be also ranting towards my computer that is already turned off and everything, and I'm still in front of the computer with the computer completely turned off, shut down, the lid closed, plugged in, not on the internet turned off, the surge protector over there in the living room, everything turned off, computers turned off, and guess what? The computer is still listening. Yeah, that is a truth. Truth. With the German accent, that is the truth. Truth, it's the truth. Annalise used to always say in LA at the center, I cry every day for 1 hour. She'd tell everyone. And I would say, that's the truth. That's the truth. Yeah, I'm almost doing that too. Well, sometimes I cry for 3 hours, sometimes for 1 hour, sometimes for 10 minutes. It varies. Okay, so every day is different. But I think I cry at least one time per day. So that's about what's happening. That's about the amount of crying that I do on a daily basis. And guess what? It's good. It's the healing process. It really is. It frees you from debris. We have debris from the past. Brian Johnson too. You're not exempt from all of that. You have emotional debris from your Mormon upbringing, and let's not underestimate the amount of that debris. Okay, so let's be very crystal clear on that. And Teal Swan talked about this. She fell into the hands of a Mormon veterinarian, an old man who raped her when she was a child, who did all kinds of terrible physical and mental games with her and tortured her, brought her with him into a Mormon satanic cold in Idaho. I mean, it's just the kind of stuff that's out there is just unbelievable. And we can tell, we can just tell because of what happened to John Benet Ramsey. And I think she's coming from some kind of Mormon area in Colorado. And if it's not Mormons, then it's other real crazy, insane religious people that have never introspected, that have never questioned anything. Baby dog, why are you doing this now? What is happening? Do you want to make a photo? Is that what it is? Should we do that? After the video, take some photos? I think we should. Before the sun goes down. Yes, I think we should do that. So take some photos. Yes. Okay, this is what you have to do every day, Brian Johnson. If you want to live forever, this is you. You have to kiss the butt of your dog. And if you don't have a dog, you have to rescue an Amstaff or a pit bull or a Mastino Neapolitano. That is my doctor's order for the day. Okay. And you have to kiss them on the butt like this. Even if a fart, even if a fart is coming out of the butthole. He's sitting on the croc shoe now. That is so much fun. Is that? Oh my goodness, is that a lot of fun? That is so much fun, is that? Yes. That is so much fun. Yes. That is a lot of fun. Dogs are fun. They smell so good. Oh, they smell good. I smell hard on them. Like this here. Like I smell harder than on a perfume. What is it? What is it? What are you smelling? I think because I made that sound. Oh my goodness. Yes, and chicken. This is my nurse. Okay. And that's why I call him my schöne Nurse. Schöne means beautiful, and Nurse is my nickname for nurse. The schöne Nurse, beautiful nurse. Yes, it's a beautiful nurse. What's happening? He farted, and I got that fart on my head. And then he turned around and smelled on my nose after I got the fart on my nose. Yes, took him. Oh yeah. They smell so good, and that's why I always smell on him. Every day I smell on his coat. Because the coat smells so good, so musky and so amazing, and it is so good to have a dog. Having a dog is paradise, okay? Having a dog is not having stress, but you have to be there for the dog. You can't be working, or you can't be constantly in the kitchen or be in a rush or something. You have to take your time, okay? And that's how you live to be 200 years. That's the truth. This is not as important here. This is just ego. Why you condemn this here. That's ego that condemns that. This is not the end of the world here, this here. So, Now the orange pink skin tone when you eat a lot of white sugar, that's serious, because that is definitely serious, because white sugar is really poison. It really is. And it's awful to be addicted to that. I try to counterbalance that with eating oatmeal with a lot of brown sugar in it. Brown sugar or molasses actually counterbalances white sugar. I know this intuitively. It grabs onto the sugar molecules and draws them in, basically making them whole again. So the molasses or the brown sugar is actually the concentrated rest of the sugar industry that has the extra amount, the extra concentration of nutrients and whole substances in it. So when you take that internally, then in the body it will grab onto the free radical white sugar molecules and draw them into its molecular structure, making the sugar in your body whole again. So this is really amazing. This is my intuitive chemistry idea. I may be wrong completely about this, but I feel it very strongly that this is what's happening. And that is, I learned that from bentonite clay, because bentonite clay does it. Bentonite clay, when you eat bentonite clay, the mud of it, it's like a pudding. It's kind of like, has the cohesiveness of a pudding. Bentonite clay. And I brush my teeth with it. It's very, very good for my teeth and gums. And you can also use it as a deodorant. You can use it as a mosquito bite healing substance. It heals everything, absolutely everything. I had tumors in my breasts. That was when was that? In 2017. It was quite scary, but I just did what Donna Pesson was talking about, and she helped me a lot with her videos. I just packed bentonite clay on it every day, 4 times per day, real thick. Did it for 3 months. The tumors completely healed up, completely disappeared. The tumors completely dissolved. I had a hard egg shape tumor in each breast, right almost in the middle of the breast. I can feel it. And just from putting the bentonite clay on it on the outside every day, packed it on. I also packed it under my armpits as well, because there are lymph nodes and stuff like that. That's very, very vulnerable also for any kind of such immune problem. And I just did that for 3 months to be safe, even though it had already disappeared after 2 months. Or I continued for another month because I didn't want it to come back. It completely dissolved and never came back. It's incredible, absolutely incredible is this. I mean, normally, if I hadn't done that, I would be dead, right? I mean, can you imagine the amount of suffering that people go through with such diagnoses? And then with the treatment that the doctor prescribes to them. Can you imagine the amount of suffering that people go through? They still die. It's ridiculous. You just put bentonite clay on your tumors, wherever these tumors are. It doesn't matter where they are. They could be in the brain. You have to pack your whole head, your whole skull with the bentonite clay. It's inconvenient, and you may not be able to socialize very much like that. Maybe you can put a wig over it, or some kind of Hollywood costume. But you have to put the clay this thick on it. every day for 4 times and wash it off again, put another layer on it. Because it draws the stuff out, literally. It draws it out of your entire body, even goes through the bones. It's amazing what that stuff does. There's a guy named Jason Eaton. He wrote a short story collection book just about this subject, bentonite clay. He made these short stories to highlight the power of this clay. And these short stories, they're composed from his personal experiences that he had with people, and that people that he helped as a friend, not as a healthcare professional, but just as a friend. Like, we have the right to do that. We have the right to go to someone and say, hey, you, why don't you do this here instead of suffering? We have the right to do this because that helps people. Okay. So the medical industry, they want to take that right away from people because they want to have the monopoly on the clients. They want the clients, they don't care if the clients suffer, they just want to sell the clients their treatment modalities, which don't treat anything. They just make people worse. That's all it does. They make people even more toxic. They make people's livers even more toxic. It's awful what's going on in the world. That's the truth, what I'm saying. So Brian, he wants to heal himself, and that's good, and he does a lot of things right. A lot of things are absolutely spot on that he said. But then there's a number of things that are absolutely confused and confusing, and they come from the pharma industry. So pay attention to this. Just basically don't do anything that the pharma industry tells you, because it's for profit. It's not for the client. That's the truth. What helps you is rescuing a dog from an animal shelter or from foster parents, or if you see a dog somewhere wandering around helplessly, rescue that dog, bring that dog into your home and nurse that dog to health and make the dog feel good and happy, sleep in bed with the dog, and that will help the dog and you. Okay? That's the truth. I'm telling you the truth. And there are so many plants that are so incredibly healing. I made myself an herbal tea earlier. I'm going to drink the rest later. With Pieris japonica and rhododendron leaves and salal. Salal is also a pain medicine. The English laurel here is also pain medicine, but it has poison in it, but it's not that bad. I mean, you can eat a leaf, it's not gonna hurt you. The ibuprofen is much worse, actually. So plant medicine, whole plant medicine, as Rudolf Steiner said, is good for us. Okay, it helps us heal. So I agree with Brian that you have to quit drinking coffee. You have to quit white sugar. He eats cocoa, which I think is not good for us. Okay, it's highly addictive. I'm addicted to it. Paul brought chocolate chip cookies, and then I fell back, which is really bad. And that leaves me with this really bad taste in my mouth. Sugar taste. But it's not a pleasant taste. It's like it tastes sick a little bit. So, and also the residue of cocoa taste. And it's like an aftertaste in the mouth that does not taste wholesome, doesn't taste good. Tastes kind of sweet and bitter, bitter, sweet, toxic kind of. So I know I have to quit it. I quit it for a long time, then I fell back. I feel so bad about this. So bad. But I am determined to get back on track and quit the cocoa again. Okay, I'm determined on it. I have carob powder in the kitchen, which I use to make myself an oatmeal every day. This is very good. Oatmeal is like a supplement. It is real food. It's real nutrition. Organic is better than the other, the pesticides, particle infused stuff. So of course, but even if you have to use the regular, whatever, the pre-cooked ones, the instant oats, Quaker oats or whatever that I'm eating right now, I like them. They taste really, really good. And they're very yummy. It becomes like pudding, and I really like it. And still has fiber in it and all of that, and that's very, very good for you. And it's what David Foster Wallace said. It's his grandmother always used to say that oatmeal is the broom of the system. It brooms out all the sludge out of the intestines. So it's very, very good. It cleans up the intestines and the body and the blood, and helps to relieve the liver and the kidneys. And so all of this is really, really important, that we take good care of our organs that are supporting us, and of our organelles and the mitochondria, okay, and our DNA and the cells, and every cell in our bodies is a living organism that is serving us, that's helping us. Okay, it's amazing what's happening there in a body like that. Absolutely incredible. The amount of cohesiveness and unity and community of organisms that help each other, that work together. And when a society falls apart, then we have a direct insight also into why people are getting sick. Okay, because what's on the outside is also on the inside. It always is. Paul's kitchen habits, like the way he has the countertop, everything cluttered up, it's a direct insight into his brain. If you heal yourself, if you cry things out, it will be reflected in the way you talk, in the way you view everything with love, in the way your body functions very efficiently. So crying things out, Brian, okay, crying things out is the most important healing modality there is. The most important. Okay? So all of these things are important. Not sitting on the computer. Not sitting. You have to be lying down like I am right now. I have an extra thigh pillow. I have these amazing pillows that I made myself out of foam rubber rests. And I use one that I put between my knees to elevate up my upper leg bone, that is when I'm on the side, so that my hips don't get too stretched when I'm lying down, like they get stretched over, like on the top, and that kind of creates some kind of tension, and it creates this tension in the hip bone itself. So I want to balance all of this out. So I lie down on a memory bed with this wedge in between my knees, and that balances out my hips, and it's really, really amazing. All of these things, are very, very extremely important. Getting grounded. I have a grounding pillow now that works very, very well. that helps to heal any kind of inflammation. There's a guy that came up with that. I forgot his name now, but he's an amazing man. Okay, he just by chance, because of his own illness, he researched holistic healing. He found out that we have to ground ourselves. It's vitally important. We get the grounding energy from the earth. That's the grounding energy. The dogs, they know that instinctively, that they have to be grounded. They have to always be grounded on this. They have to get the grounding energy through the paws. That's very important. Yes, what's going on? What? That wasn't this? You are bored? What do you want to do? So, all of this is important, okay? And to sum up the video now, I would write on the T-shirt, "Please live." Okay, that is my Antichrist message for Brian Johnson. Please live. Embrace life. Okay, not focus on that other word, the D word. Okay, don't do it. Don't focus on that. That is not a good idea to focus. Even if you say don't make this into some kind of headline or on a T-shirt, and then a black T-shirt on top of it. It's like, are we going to a funeral now? I don't understand. Make a light pale pink T-shirt and write on it, "Please live." So this is my homework now for today. Take care, peace and bliss.